Actually, Mark Levin is off today. I'm Jerry Yegar, broadcasting from high above Chicago from Mark's proud Chicago affiliate, WLS. He believes in government. That's why I actually laughed right out loud when John McCain made this kind of Freudian slip.
Senator Government.
Senator Government. I mean, there couldn't be anything more perfect. That was better than when he called him that one, which I also liked, by the way. But it's Senator Government. And I've been calling him on my show in Chicago a communist for some time now, despite how amusing it is to hear from people who are horrified by the fact that I do it. So then I was real encouraged to see Laura Hollis on townhall.com write a column, Time to Use the C Word. She writes, I'm tired of all the dancing around the subject with respect to Barack Obama's political, social, and economic views. He's not a liberal, or a Democrat, or a progressive, or even a socialist. Let's call it what it is, shall we? It's time to use the C word. His policies are communist. Pure and simple. Even without the power of the presidency, a filibuster-proof Senate, and a U.S. Supreme Court appointments under his belt, Obama has already called for a national citizen military force, but not really taken the time to explain what that is. He's talking about a citizen military force with power the size of the military we have now. What would it do? How would it be put together? Would he conscript people into it? He doesn't say. But it's not a thought a capitalist would have, a conservative would have. He has already sent government agents to intimidate American citizens who have said they don't agree with him and will not vote for him. What's she talking about there? She's talking about, in one instance at least, Jessica Hughes of Lufkin, Texas. She's a former Marine. She's a mother of three. And Roger Hedgecock reported on this on WorldNet Daily. She was on the way home one day and answered her cell phone, and it was a volunteer for Obama asking if Jessica would support Obama for president. She said, no, I don't support him. She decided not to leave it there. She said, your guy's a socialist who voted 4 times in the state Senate to let little babies die in hospital closets. I think you should find something better to do with your time. And then she hung up. And the next day, a man and a woman in suits showed up at the door of her home, identifying themselves as members of the Secret Service. The Secret Service agents stated that the Obama campaign had complained of a death threat. They said that she had said, I will never support Obama and he will end up dead on a hospital floor. Well, Jessica's husband backed her up. He'd been in the car. But whether or not that got through to the Secret Service agents, we're not sure. Jessica replied the Obama volunteer was probably unhappy about what Jessica had said about her candidate, and the female agent then said, that's right, you were rude. Jessica wanted to know if rude was illegal now. The agents would not identify themselves by name, nor would they reveal the name of the Obama volunteer who had made the complaint and sent the Secret Service to see Jessica. So here are federal agents coming to see Jessica Hughes of Lufkin, Texas, and as she puts it, and I think she's right, the girl who called her originally on the phone doesn't have the pull to send Secret Service to my home. Someone high in the ranks of a campaign working for a man who may be the next president of the United States of America felt comfortable bringing the force of the federal government to bear on a private citizen on nothing but the word of a partisan volunteer. Barack Obama, in our case here that he is a communist, tried to use the offices of state attorneys general to silence any opposition or dissent. American Thinker reports on this, along with a CBS affiliate Channel 4 TV News in St. Louis. Some Missouri sheriffs and prosecutors have formed a truth squad to target anyone who engages in misleading ad or statements about Senator Obama. Here's the transcript of the lead on the CBS story. Senator Barack Obama's presidential campaign is asking Missouri law enforcement to target anyone who lies or runs a misleading television ad during the presidential campaign. Thankfully, Governor Matt Blunt said, St. Louis County Circuit Attorney Bob McCullough, and he named others, have attached the stench of police state tactics to the Obama-Biden campaign. He further said, Barack Obama needs to grow up. Leftist blogs and others in the press constantly say false things about me and my family. Usually we ignore false and scurrilous accusations because their purveyors have no credibility. When necessary, we refute them. Enlisting Missouri law enforcement to intimidate people and kill free debate is reminiscent of the Seditions Act, not a free society. Barack Obama has proposed his version of from each according to his ability and each according to his need because, as we all know now, plumbers aren't paying enough in taxes. He has trained, he has funded, he has utilized organizations like Acorn that are notorious for voter registration fraud, consorted with and funded terrorists and anti-American radicals. He attended a church led by a racist, black supremacist, anti-American bigot. He was mentored by a man named Frank Marshall Davis, who was apparently not only a communist and a bigot, but also a pervert, it turns out, and who warned Obama not to go off to college or fall for equal opportunity and the American way, and all that, expletive deleted. Despite concerted efforts by the media to hide this information, Obama's connections with the Communist Party have been unearthed by independent investigators, journalists, and bloggers. And like clockwork, Obama apologists and handlers are trying to assuage the public's concerns with assurances that Obama is not that radical. He knows that socialism is dead. He's a pragmatist, not an ideologue. Kind of hard to believe, given his associations and his positions. By the way, the United States Communist Party is pretty excited these days. At the party's New York headquarters, in Manhattan, regional party chairman Liberto Della Piana, age 36, laid out why he thinks Marxist-Leninist time has finally come. We're very excited. We feel that we're at a turning point. We can afford to be less on the defensive for the first time since Ronald Reagan, and we can say our word in rebuilding America on a new basis, rebuilding a better world instead of one based on the greed of the few. There is no communist running for the White House. Communist Party does not have a candidate, and they don't officially say that they endorse Barack Obama, yet many staff, AFP reports, who were on site at the Communist Party headquarters in New York, wore his picture on lapel buttons. Communism has failed everywhere it's been tried. We have nearly 100 years and 100 million corpses, by the way, as proof. The only people who believe otherwise are certain American liberals because they are the most ignorant people on the planet and because they've never had to live under it. Critics will call this alarmist fear-mongering. Well, fine. You call it whatever you want. Don't say you haven't been warned. Barack Obama wants to take your success, redistribute it. He's a communist. Kimberly Strassel is a member of the Wall Street Journal editorial board, and she wrote a great editorial, Obama's Magic. The magic of Barack Obama. And I want to give it to you now. We introduce America, the great Obama. The world's most gifted political magician. A thing of wonder, a thing of awe. Just watch him defy politics, economics, even gravity. To kick off our show tonight, Mr. Obama will give 95% of American working families a tax cut, even though 40% of Americans today don't pay income taxes. How does he do it? It's called a refundable tax credit. It involves the federal government taking money from those who do pay taxes and writing checks to those who don't. Yes, in the real world, it's known as welfare, but please, try not to ruin the show. For his next trick, the great Obama will jumpstart the economy. He'll do it by raising taxes. And he'll do it on the very businesses that are today adrift in a financial tsunami. Mr. Obama will, with a flick of his fingers, show them how to create more jobs with less money. It's simple, really. He has a wand. Next up, Mr. Obama will re-regulate the economy with no ill effects whatsoever. For the past 40 years, most politicians believed deregulation was good for the U.S. economy. Our magician will show the fault was instead with our failure to clamp down on innovation and risk-taking. And we'll fix this with new, all-encompassing rules. Presto! And just watch the great Obama perform a feat never yet managed in all of history. He will create that enormous new government health program, spend billions to transform our energy economy, provide financial assistance to former Soviet satellites, invest in infrastructure, increase education spending, provide job training assistance, and give 95% of Americans a tax cut, all without raising the deficit a single penny. And he'll do it in the middle of a financial crisis and with falling tax revenues. Voila! Ladies and gentlemen, the great Obama! I'm Jerry Agar, filling in for Mark Levin tonight. Mark, thanks for letting me do it. MarkLevinShow.com for more information. Thanks for being along. Thanks for the calls. Have a terrific weekend.